says I'm live, so I'm hoping it's telling the truth. This is Shane Ripley, your host for Mountain Crypto. I'm on a podcast and on YouTube, and I'm just kind of doing an experiment today with the live broadcast. Not that I have so many people signed up to see it live, I just wanted to try to practice if I actually had some equipment to get it going. So anyway, today's conversation is going to be my coin picks, actual coins that I'm picking, why I picked them, basic kind of reason why I picked them, maybe a little touch on what my strategy is, which ones I will keep, which ones I'll get rid of, and maybe a couple I might add down the line. So with that, I'd like to give my disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an advisor of any kind, but just giving my personal opinion of what's working for me, what's not working, things that interest me. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm doing them. You'll notice in some of the other videos today, you will be hearing what I'm doing. But just take it all with a grain of salt and do your own research. Remember, crypto is very speculative, and it's not like the a stock market with a price earning ratio and things of this sort. I see a text. Hi, I guess it's working. All right, so with that, gave my disclaimer. Please subscribe and check out our social media, and any way you support us, you can look down our description on the YouTube page. That's appreciated. With that, we'll get right into it. So my main coins, I kind of broke up in an estimate. I'm not going to give you the dollar amount, not that it's all that much, but because I am probably the most conservative investor of Bitcoin that you'll find, and basically that's just the way we roll here. So the top coin I have is going to be Skycoin, and we have approximately 64% of Skycoin in our portfolio at this time right now. I got to be careful not to shake the table. I see it's moving the picture. So the reason I picked Skycoin, I could go on and on about it, but I would just say look at one of my other videos, because I wasn't able to get the links on this one here. Actually, you'll have to look at one of my other videos to check out our links, and unless this allows me to add it later, I don't know. But they really have an awesome team. They are very technical savvy. They have been working on the technical side for a long time, and a lot of the coins that are hyped and marketed and our top coins are actually maybe not that great a coin, in my opinion. Maybe they don't have that great of business implementation. They've got all the great ideas written on a white paper. It's all hyped up, but can they really accomplish it? Do they really have the team? Are they really getting this stuff done? Or are they just spending a ton of money on marketing and sucking people into investing? Well, I think that's the case. And I'm not going to pick on one particular one. You can look through our videos and reviews, and I don't love every coin I review. I don't have any special interest in most of these coins. I haven't received any compensation for my reviews, but some of them I do favor, obviously, because I'm an investor and I invest in them. But the Skycoin has an incredible platform. They seek to be truly decentralized. They look to prevent a 51% attack. If you look at their website, which is skycoin.net, you'll see the whole rollout of it. I'm not going to give a whole Skycoin review right here, but it's incredible. They're doing their test net right now. The coins are out and available. They just got listed on a major listing. I can't remember if it's I think it's Bitfinex, or I don't think it's Binance they got listed on, but they're also on KuCoin, or not KuCoin. They're on Open Ledger Dex, which be careful if you use that. That site's been a headache, and they're on Cryptopia. That's the other one. So you can pick those up if you're interested in it. Also, they have a plan for their own internet, which they actually have what they call actually a node-based type of mining. If you're familiar with mining for Bitcoin, if not, then go back and look at one of my videos on mining. I'll give you a kind of a 101 on it. So it's very low power use, and they are actually going to be adding antennas to these. They have a grand plan that reaches 8, 10 years in the future. But stuff is happening right now. They already have what they call the fiber, and I believe it's a fiber, but they have actually coins. People are wanting to put coins on this platform, and it's kind of an open market, and you can get, if you go to their Telegram for Skycoin, you'll start to see all the connections for the other things they have. I mean, they're selling actual silver and gold coins. They're selling, just to raise money and for collection, people who are interested in it. They have connections to their other coins that are running on the Fiber network or platform. So hopefully I'm saying that right. But just look at the website to get all the details. There's just so much to it. I'm not going to go into it right now. So that's my number one. Number two right now is going to be Bitcoin. We have about 20% of our portfolio into Bitcoin. And one of the reasons I'm into Bitcoin right now is because it's going to raise up in June, most likely when they go to a 32 gigabyte blocks, I think it is. Just like BitCash did last month, and their price rose up to, I think, almost $1,600 for a short time. And I let everybody know. I did a review on Bitcoin Cash. I let everybody know that I was pretty heavy into it at that time, and I also let everybody know before I sold it. And I actually did okay on that and reinvested that into Skycoin before it took a big jump. And it's hit some peaks of $40 and $50 right now. I think it's some of the hype is down. It's back down around like 22 or something. I haven't checked it in a couple days, but I think it'll stabilize at about $25 if all goes well. And then as it continues to build momentum, they have not been marketing on the Skycoin. I know I'm back to Skycoin again. They have not been marketing that much, but Bitcoin, I want to be in Bitcoin because it is going to rise in June with that announcement of that new block size. That's my guess. Take it with a grain of salt. But some people say, oh, well, it's going to jump right on the date. I don't know what date it was, like June the 15th or whatever it was. It's going to jump on that date. Sometimes when the price spikes, it happens a little before, it happens right at, it happens even a little after. You never know. So you just have to watch the numbers if you're going to play a numbers game and buy and sell it. So, use your best research on that. Okay, coming in at number 3 is probably going to be Ethereum at 8% of our portfolio. And Ethereum is a great coin because there's a lot of other coins that are on the platform. So if you have an Ethereum wallet, and you know what wallets are, if you don't know what wallets are, go back and look at some of our 101 videos or other videos that'll explain what a wallet is. You can actually have Ethereum, and other coins that are built on that platform will airdrop on your Ethereum wallet. So that's a good thing to have. Also, there's another reason I have Ethereum is because here in America, we cannot buy the initial coin offerings known as ICOs, but there's also pools and other coins that have platforms that run on it. So it opens up almost kind of an investor's opportunity. And if you want to know more about that, go back to my video on exchanges and ICOs. I just did it last week. So, and that'll explain and show you links on there. So again, I'm not giving you any advice. It's just stuff to look into and pique your curiosity. So with that, the remaining coins that I have are probably about 2% of our portfolio each. Pretty small amounts. I have AXP, which is Expire coin, and let me go. I actually wrote a few little tidbits here so I wouldn't forget. Okay. Also, the market capitalization of these coins is good. Bitcoin is #1 market capitalization, so that's a good, strong coin that lets you know that there's a lot of people with money invested into it and they have faith in it. So that helps like a beginner to know. Also, Ethereum's #2 marketplace. I checked it just a day or two ago. Bitcoin Cash is #4. Right now, I don't have any Bitcoin Cash. I sold it all, but I totally, believe it's a good coin to have. So I counted Bitcoin Cash as my portfolio, but I actually have, none right now, or if I do, it's just a fraction um, of a percent. Let's see, what else? What else? Okay, so let's go through the ones I have 2% of. Expire, you know, they're registered in New York. So for me, if you look at some of my videos, I'm kind of critical, more critical of, you know, countries that don't promote freedom, you know, that are socialist and communist leaning. It doesn't mean I don't invest. It doesn't mean that there's not opportunity. There's tons of opportunity with China and some of these other countries. Just beware. There's a lot more scams that seem to come out of these areas too. Russia, stuff like that. So just be careful. Don't be the first one on the bandwagon if you're a new kid in town or you haven't been doing this for, you know, since 2009. And I wasn't even looking at it in 2009. I've been trying to figure out when I got started. Somewhere around 2012, I believe. I had a little bit of Bitcoin, and the wallets, they are gone now. That company's defunct, and so yeah, I wish I would have had that still, because it was back. I was fooling around with it back when it was like less than $1, I think. Okay, so Expire 2%, American based company. It's a fund that they take care of funds, administrative services for banks, hedge funds, equity firms, saving costs from outside vendors, because everything's automated through the smart contracts. If you don't know what smart contracts are, if you go back and look at my video on Ethereum, I think I go into smart contracts pretty heavy on that, or just do some research on smart contracts or Ethereum, and you'll get that figured out. It's like a robot. It automatically decides everything, and because it's all in writing, encrypted, and on, you know, a format, actually it would hold up in court here in this country. So it's a good thing to have. There's some good players in Expire, so I think it's a good one to get involved in. I don't know, you know, when I talk about these coins, I don't mean that right now is the great time to buy. You want to buy these on a low. Right now, a lot of these are up a bit, so do take that into mind. Just because I'm saying these are great, you know, good coins that I'm invested in, it doesn't mean that now is the buy time. Okay, that's a whole nother conversation. Let's see what else. Ontology. This is one I added just recently. I'd wanted it for a while, and it got pushed on the back burner. It is a coin based out of China. They've partnered with Neo. So if you're familiar with Neo, they have they are looking at European insurance companies and owning European insurance companies. That's one plus. There's a lot more to this story, so I'm just giving you some of the reasons why I thought it was a hot ticket. There's also something called Gas. So you got Ontology that pays gas, kind of like Neo pays gas. So just for owning it, they give you this other token, and that token is actually, you know, gas is created, is become something of value that's actually bought and sold and traded now. So that's substantial. A lot of coins do offer extra little tokens or credits. Not to go back to Skycoin again for the sake of nothing, but they pay you coin hours. So every hour you own a token, you get coin hours. Right now, there's not really a value associated to that, but same thing with Neo. When they first came out with it, you know, it wasn't really worth a lot, but it went up pretty quickly. So once the Skycoin thing gets going, there should be some value attributed to the Skycoin hours that you earn. So that's just a FYI. So Ontology, you're going to get the gas. I think that's a good thing. So I do put have a little. It's about 2%, a little bit less than 2% of my portfolio in that. Credits. I have a good strong 2% of my portfolio in credits. They are claiming they can do 1 million transactions per second. Right now, they've done some test nets. You can go on there and actually see guys videotaping and watching how many transactions it does. I think they're up to like, I forget how many. It was like 300,000, 10,000 to 300,000 transactions a second. I checked their test net about a month ago and looked into it, if I recall. So do some research on that if you're interested. It's been recommended by successful investors and that are out there on YouTube that I've been following for a while, so that I have some faith in. So take that with a grain of salt. And also the same investor recommended Expire. His name's Vincent. I think it's Benetoli or something. I follow him, and you should be able to see who I follow. So you could look at it that way. I think I've quoted a few links. I don't know if I quoted his link, but he has a ton of followers. He certainly doesn't need me to be promoting him to help him out. He's doing just fine. But I will try to put his link on there the next time. Litecoin, I got less than, probably 1% Litecoin. I believe in Litecoin. I like Litecoin. I think it's Charlie is the guy that runs that. He's also tied in with Coinbase and all of that. He's a super guy. He's got Google experience. He's very techy. He's been, he's one of the hardcore beginning guys. Been around for a long time. He feels Litecoin is like what silver is to gold and to Bitcoin. He is, that Litecoin is to Bitcoin. And I think they're working really hard. The team is working hard. They've got the Lightning Network to increase the transaction times and lower the cost. His hope is to be able to buy a cup of coffee with Litecoin, and that Bitcoin would be more of a store of value type thing, is what he was thinking at one point. Now I don't know what his latest viewpoint is. I haven't been. I've seen his tweets and stuff. I get his tweets, but I don't follow every one of his interviews. I try to follow a few, but if you're in this, you'll see it's impossible to do that. Raise a family in this, small ranch that we take care of here. That's pretty taxing. So let's see, Waves. Waves is another one. I think it's an awesome team. It's a great platform, and they are going to be breaking out new coins. It seems like it's going to be faster. If you followed the whole history of cryptocurrency, you see Bitcoin, and then all these forks off of Bitcoin, and basically there are other tokens running off a similar platform, and they're all promising to solve other problems and offer other services and hopefully utilities and things of that sort. Now Ethereum comes along and they have a new platform. It's faster than Bitcoin, but yet it's still not as fast as it needs to be to run, say, when they did something called Crypto Kitties, I think it was, and the system crashed because it couldn't handle the amount of transactions or things that were happening at the same time from that. So there is a true need for faster transaction time and such. So Waves has got a faster platform. There's a lot of potential for a lot of coins to go on there. They have a lending platform. I actually took a few of the tokens that I had in play and put them into the lending platform, and they're paying back on all these other different forms. They're putting other things in the wallet already. I don't even know what they all are, but I got to research those and find out. But apparently I'm getting paid something, so for what it's worth. It seems like it's in its beginning phases, so I'm sure it's just very fractional at this point, pennies as it were. But hey, that's something. So let's see, did I get everybody covered? We got Skycoin, heavily invested in. We got the Bitcoin, the true Bitcoin. Bitcoin Cash, I'm 0 right now, but that has been one in my portfolio. We got Ethereum, Litecoin, AXP, CS, ONT, and Waves. So that is about it. So what would I add? Okay. There's one coin called Atheon. They're going to specialize in artificial intelligence and robotics, and they actually have people that are on the team that are already doing this. So it's pretty incredible. That I did a review on that if you want to look at that, one of the videos. I think that's one worth getting into. I think if I were going to throw a few bucks in there, 50, 100 bucks, whatever, that would be one I'd add. And then the next one that I'm looking at is the money token. And the reason I'm thinking of getting into it is because there's an ICO pool. And again, if you look at our video on exchanges and ICOs just done last week, I believe, you can see how to get potentially get in on ICOs if those are, if you're a little more advanced. I wouldn't do it if I'm just getting started. That would be probably a real bad idea. Some of this stuff can get pretty technical. So what would I add more to my portfolio? Okay, now adding more, again, it's not saying that now I'm just going to run out and buy it right now. That's a whole nother conversation. But what I would add right now is Wave, Skycoin, um, Bitcoin, and Litecoin. And I keep going back to Bitcoin, and I'm adding to Bitcoin not just because I think it's going to pump in June a little bit, but I'm adding to Bitcoin because I'm on the list to get a Skycoin miner. I know, here I am back to Skycoin again, huh? To get a Skycoin miner, and so I'm saving up the Bitcoin to be able to do that, because why do all these companies want you to buy their coin in Bitcoin or Ethereum? Typically because it's either the platform they're working with, or it's easy for them to exchange it back into cash. Okay, they don't want your little nothing coin from wherever cashed out, because it costs them too much money. It's too hard. They'll have to exchange that to back to cash. So they want something that can easily convert right back to cash, because they got sometimes employees to pay, they have technology to pay for, they have things like this. So whenever you're buying coins, and they're requiring that you use a certain type, or an exchange is requiring you use a certain type of coin, that's why. So yeah, I'd like to get more Litecoin, because I believe in Litecoin. I have a Litecoin miner. Actually, we have two Litecoin miners, and that's another conversation. I turned one of them off because it's an energy hog. I might do a video on why I did that. Waves, Sky, and Bitcoin. So what would I sell? Yeah, definitely, if I don't end up with getting the miner that I was going to get direct from Skycoin, I would probably sell Bitcoin after the pump in June, when it happens. And it's either going to happen before they make the announcement that they did the 32-bit, or during or after. I don't know when. So if it goes up, I may put in a sale to sell at a certain price and cash it out, and then after it drops, I may buy it back. So that's what I'm thinking on that. Maybe credits. I might sell credits if it 10x's or 12x's. I might sell it. And then another thing that we're invested in, and I counted. I did not count the Bitcoin that I've earned with Hashflare. If you're not familiar with Hashflare, this is a company where you can pay for mining shares. So you buy, giga or terabyte of mining power, and this company will use their miners and mine typically Bitcoin for you, and then they pay you. So supposedly they take your money, they use it to buy more equipment, and that allows them to sell it to you, and they take a cut of what they're making. So at first, they were making a lot of money, and everybody was making money, but it's just been going down, down, down. Like right now, I'm looking at it's almost looking like a break-even scenario, and I would make more money. I would have made more money just buying Bitcoin and holding on to it, I think, at this point. So I'm going to cash out of that. I think Hashflare was a big mistake for me. I think when you see internet touting it, it's because they're getting referral fees, and when you get a referral fee, that ups your amount of gigabytes or whatever that you're going to be able to mine with from them. So anyway, do your own research. Apparently people make money doing it. I don't want to totally bash them, but for me, it just has not worked. So, and I guess that is about it. So just thank you guys for tuning in. And apparently this works because I got a text from my wife. So maybe we'll plan a local, semi-local meetup in the future. With that, this is your host, Shane Ripley, over and out as soon as I figure out how to turn this off.